last 18 months, we've battled the elements, trying to restore and upgrade Moose, our 7.5-tonne Mercedes 814, and it's been slow progress. But last month, we were lucky enough to find the perfect indoor space to welcome the next stage of our project. So while we finalised the design for our tiny home trailer, it's time to get Moose back to road legal so we can finally put him to work.
Oh, wow! Well, I don't know about you, but I'm fed up of Moose not being on the road.
Yeah, I'm pretty fed up with that.
So there's a few things that we need to do, a lot of boring logistical stuff that we have to do as well.
Forms, notifiable alteration.
Yeah, all that boring stuff. But for now, we are going to concentrate on like the wiring, the lights, all the air hoses and neatening things up. And we've got some changes that we have to make, but I'll tell you about them in a bit. First things first, we have to figure out this nest.
Yeah, we've got the old lights here still attached, so hopefully we can figure out what goes onto the new lights.
There's a bunch of other wires that go to side lights and stuff that we need to fit, and there's front lights. And there's all kinds of stuff. Let's figure out the back lights first, shall we?
The easy ones.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are the lights we're going to be replacing because they're really broken.
And
really
massive.
I do think they look quite cool, the original ones. Have they seen the new ones?
No.
Oh, we've got some cool ones. It's going to look good. Aha! How do I get to the wiring? There it is. So these are the wires that we need to figure out.
Got black and grey, black and white, black and red. Okay. What's that then?
So that's like all the lights on.
Huh?
Does anything change now?
No.
I'm going to indicate right.
Oh, I don't understand. Indicate left. They kind of all, like some of them come on a little bit.
Is that reverse?
No, that's the indicator again.
What's happened to our wiring?
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm going to press the brakes.
That's the indicators again.
Why does everything trigger the indicators? But the hazard lights aren't triggering the indicators. They're just turning...
They're flashing the brakes.
Just freaking out. Oh dear. So I did a bit of research to figure out what might be going wrong. By that I mean I called my dad. The most likely thing is there's a bad earth somewhere or bad ground. So I'm just gonna like go through all the wires and see what I can figure out. I think it is the switch that triggers the brake lights, and it wasn't bolted to the chassis properly. So I've just done that. I don't know, let's see if that fixes anything. Lights on. Fog lights. Oh, that turns the indicators on again. Brake lights. Nope, that still triggers. No, reverse also triggers the indicators. Okay, back to square one. I have found this suspicious looking brown wire with some sort of crimp end on it, and down over there there's a bunch of brown wires all going to an earthing bolt on the chassis. I think that this needs to be earthed. I'm going to stick it on the chassis and see what happens. Oh, that's promising. Okay, I'm going to crimp a good end on this. I've just clamped that brown, hopefully ground cable. Let's see what voltages we got going on this light. Yes, we got 24 volts on that. That's great, that's a good sign. Hayley! Yeah? I fixed something. Okay, you ready? Watch this. Look at the lights. Brake lights?
Oh! Yes.
Left, what? Indicate right?
Yes.
Indicate left? Hazards?
Yes.
Reverse?
You did it!
And fog light on one side.
Oh, cool. What was it? The ground?
Yeah, it was just, I'll show you. So at the moment I've just attached it to this bolt, but now we know that we can wire our lights in and everything will work. We can wire
Yeah, I
new
can
lights
finish
in.
my list. I can actually write down which ones are which now.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Fog.
You got all that?
Yes.
Speaking of new lights, here are our new ones. They're a fair bit smaller than the originals, but I think it's going to look really good. This one has the reverse light on and the other one has a fog light. So before we get carried away with the lighting and wiring all that up, we need to sort out all this mess of air brake hoses and suspension hoses, but we actually have to take some of the bits off. So real quick, what we've done to the truck so far is we shortened it and moved the axle forwards, and we replaced the leaf springs with airbags. This airbag system has automatic leveling, so the original brake load sensor needs to be replaced. If you don't know what a brake load sensor is, basically it looks at the weight on the chassis and then turns the brakes up if there's more weight. So when you alter a truck as much as we've done, you need to contact the DVSA and basically notify them of the alterations. But because the air suspension has altered how the braking works, it complicates things so much. And the only way of getting the alterations passed is to get the truck tested at some sort of facility, but it's really difficult because Moose is so old, you can't really get the brake information and stuff. So what we're going to do instead is take the automatic leveling system out, because that's what's causing the issue, and we're essentially going to have the airbags set to a pressure, and they'll kind of just be like dumb springs, just the same way the leaf springs would work. That's how the airbags are going to work. It's a little bit of a shame, but we'll still be able to manually raise and lower it if we want to. So this means that we can reinstall the old brake load sensor, and then it'll be 1,000,000 times easier to get Moose past through his alterations and stuff.
And cheaper.
And significantly cheaper. We were quoted at least around £10,000 to even try and put Moose through some of these different brake tests and stuff. And anyway, all right, let's take some of these tubes out, see what we're left with. There you go. Oh, we did such a good job, but it's okay. It means we can actually get Moose on the road very soon, and I think it's worth it. So it was a fun learning experience, let's just say that. Okay, there's the other one off. So this is the old brake load sensor, and yeah, this bit would be mounted to the chassis, this bit down here is mounted to the axle, and then as there's more weight on the chassis, like payload, it sinks down. And then, so yeah, this valve gets turned up, and that turns the brakes on. And we actually left all the original hoses on it, so I guess we weren't that confident when we took it off. So a few of you have asked about the Susie and stuff, which are the hoses that connect our brakes to the brakes on the trailer. But because of how much altering our brakes complicates things, we're actually not going to use air brakes on the trailer. We're going to use an electronic braking system.
We didn't think that we were allowed to use electric brakes. We thought there were some rules about it with American fifth wheels that had electronic braking, but it turns out that there's a company that does exactly what we need.
Yeah, it's a company in the Netherlands, and a few of you actually recommended looking at the trailers that they have over there, because they have like semi-trailers like we've got, but they're kind of shrunk down. So yeah, I've been speaking with a company over there about what to use, and it's all EU approved, like CE approved and stuff. So we can use this really cool system.
You done yet?
No. But I've done a lot of stuff, if that's good.
What you done?
The new brake load sensor is out and swapped with the old one.
What's that?
These are air pressure sensors, because I want a digital air gauge in the cab there's one for each bag and one for the air suspension tank. So then I'll know the pressures of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It might not have been necessary, but it'll be very cool.
As long as it's fun.
Yeah, but the cables aren't long enough. That's not going to do anything. So I've got to just sort that out. And then I've got to deal with this. That's going to go to all the What are they called? Tail lights. Tail lights?
Yes.
Yeah. And we're going to use the contents of my new lunchbox.
Delicious. You showed this in our vlog last week.
They're multi-pin waterproof connectors. And I'm going to redo all the light wiring circuit using these instead. So it'll just be real good.
Are you having a nice time?
I'm having a very nice time. I feel like I might be too relaxed because I'm not getting a lot done. So we have extended the pressure sensor cables, and while we're running them, I want to also run this cable, which is for a rear-facing camera. So yeah, we just got to tilt the cab and figure out how the cables run into the cab and kind of follow them up. Ready?
Is it going to hit the roof, the door?
I hope not.
Okay, I'll get a safety stick.
So it looks like all the cables come up through this rubber boot sort of thing, and they're all kind of zip tied together. So I'm just gonna free it up. Hello. You're gonna be able to catch the cab if it falls on me, right? That didn't help. Because they all come through a hole in the chassis that's like right down there. And there's no way we're feeding anything through there.
We might have to make our own path.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was going to be easy to run cables into the cab. I just knew that there was a place where all the wires went in. Of course, it's really fiddly and not easy to do. So I'm just going to drill a hole and run this little bit of conduit up through for now to protect the cables. And yeah, we'll figure out a permanent solution later on. Trying to have a look under there and make sure I'm drilled into anything important.
Oh, I see the light.
Don't walk into it.
More.
There you go, Moose, you got a little snorkel.
Little worm. You're through.
There you go. Nice.
What's this one for?
What one?
Oh, these ones. That's the pressure monitor. That's the video. What's these?
That's for something top secret that I'm going to show you later. There you go. So that should pretty much give us the room, the access, because this little gauge is what's going to show the digital readout for the airbag tank and the two bags. So it's got 3. And it's going to go right there. I think that's going to look really cool.
But you're going to make a hole.
We do have to drill a hole. What is this made of? How was that so difficult to drill through? And the trick for cutting holes in plastic like this is
To go backwards first?
yeah, running it backwards. This plastic smells real funky.
Oh, that's worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
What's happened?
It won't fit in. It won't fit in. There you go.
You happy with that?
It's alright. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it, having a little digital gauge there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a bit weird in such an old truck.
I like it. I think in the future we're probably going to completely overhaul the cab.
Yeah.
So it's all
It's got lots
kind
of
of
old
temporary.
switches that other people have put in the past.
Yeah, like
that
this one.
We have no idea
I
really
don't know
what they
this
do.
one does. So now we just got to run some power up to it. That's promising.
Is it going to zap me?
No, nothing.
Nope.
Okay, try this bit. I've dug a little deeper into Moose's fuse box and found that there's quite a few empty slots that would have been used for optional extra stuff like heated windscreen or electric seats. So there's a bunch of, empty fuses, and they're these weird old ones. I've got some of those. Don't have to add anything extra, nothing weird's going to happen. And everything will be nicely fused in. Okay, the pressure gauge is fitted and it's all wired up. So if I turn the key, it should come on. It did! It's just showing zeros at the moment because there's no air in the system. So that's really good. And the rear view camera cable has been brought in as well.
2 channels started.
I don't know if you heard that, but that's because the dash cam has been fitted.
Woo!
It's really cool. It's a VIOFO A329. It's very fancy.
Isn't the camera supposed to be pointing forwards though?
This
For a
one?
dash cam? Yes.
So, this is why it's cool. It has got 2 extra inputs. So it's a multi-camera system.
Oh, and that's why we have even more cameras.
Yeah. I wanted lots of cameras. Basically, we've got this one, which is the interior ultra wide, and it captures everything in the cab so we can film ourselves, on our travels and stuff. But it can see right out the windows, so it's good for security. So when we're parked up, you can set it to basically keep recording.
Oh, that's
See if
smart.
anyone's snooping around. But these ones are waterproof exterior ones, so you can kind of put them anywhere you want to. I'm probably going to stick some on the trailer. I think that'd be cool to help me reverse and to also capture any accidents that happen behind us. But also one on top of the flatbed. I think that would be good.
Oh, it can help you when you're coupling up the trailer.
Yeah. But also you could put them on the wing mirrors and have video wing mirrors.
Oh, like our electric car.
Yeah. So it's really simple. You can just unplug it and plug it in, swap the cables around for whatever setup you want, and it will record 2 external cameras plus the built-in 4K one that's always filming the road in front of you.
Oh, there's one on the other side as well.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cameras.
Yeah, I like it.
Is that why there's more cables here?
No, that's still for something else.
Oh, that's your top secret ones.
Yeah.
But there's more now.
Yeah.
Oh, and you've done another button. Is that for the top secret thing as well?
Oh no! Come and have a look. This is also cool. When you press it, it will save a chunk of time. So if something happens, there's an emergency or a crash, or you want to save something that just happened, you press it,
Video protected.
and it's Bluetooth, and it just connects to the camera.
So how are you powering it? Did you have to use the 12 volt cigarette adapter? Because Moose is 24 volts.
Oh no! It'll run off 24 volts.
Oh.
Yeah, so I hardwired it into the fuse box. It came with all the cables and everything that we needed. I just had to get one of those old-fashioned, I think they're called torpedo fuses. So you could easily plug a different camera in or change the view. So instead of that view up there, it could be behind the trailer or something, or rear view mirror. Yeah, I can see it being really useful and a lot of fun. And VIOFO has given us a discount code for you guys. If you use RTOG329, you get £15 off. And it really helps support the channel.
Can you tell me what these cables are for now?
Yes, okay. Come on. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Wait, I can just...
Excuse me. Excuse me. Look at this cool thing that I thought into existence. I thought it, I drew it up, the laser cut it out, and then I bent it. It's the first bent bracket thing I've made.
What on earth is it?
So when we did our airbags the first time round, we had a manual raise lower valve, and I never really thought it was that cool. And what I thought would be really cool is to have some buttons on the dash that I could push, and it would electronically open and close solenoids to raise or lower the bag. So that's what I've done. There's 4 solenoids, 2 for each side. One solenoid lets air into the bag, the other solenoid lets air out of the bag. And then these fittings here are sensors, and they go off to the gauges on the dash.
Can we test that this works before we plumb it up to the airbags? Just because in the past they've kept on inflating and it's been close.
Yes, we've had some intense airbag inflation moments.
Oh, stop!
Yeah, we can do that. A bit boring, but okay.
Safety is not boring.
We're living on the edge. Okay, we just need to start up Moose and get some air in the tanks.
I don't hear any leaks.
No.
It's good.
Okay.
You need to show your
Oh, my
the
switches.
other end.
I've wired in these 2 switches. They've got an up and a down. And basically this is the passenger side and this is the driver side.
So you've got 2 up solenoids and 2 down solenoids.
Yeah.
The up will open that valve and send air in, and then the bottom will open the other solenoid, and basically the weight of the chassis pushing down on the bag will be what forces the air out.
Yeah, and the pressure in the bag. So you're getting it. If I press the down button, nothing should happen because they're not plumbed in
But
yet.
they should just click.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited.
You said you were scared a moment ago.
Oh, no, just
He
excited.
said it when the camera wasn't rolling. He was scared.
You ready?
Yes.
Did
Okay.
air come out?
Yes.
Cool. And now the other one?
Okay. This one goes in. This one vents, and they're both joined together into the airbag.
Cool. I can't wait. This is going to be fun. So the truck's not going to move because it's kind of nothing's going to happen.
Just give it a puff.
I'm just going to give it a puff on the driver's side. Ready?
Oh,
Ready?
yeah. Okay.
That wasn't very dramatic, was it? And there's the passenger side. Now both.
Oh,
Ooh.
that was quite delicate.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good.
Okay, the driver's side's pretty high now.
Okay.
Oh, it's still going, I feel. It got good pressure in there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, can we get readings?
Okay, they both said 5 a second ago. If you let out pressure, oh, it's dropped to 0
Oh,
psi. Oh. Oh,
what's that at?
it says 6 now.
Oh.
There you go, they're both on 4 psi now.
Oh. But that's not as scary as I thought it was
No,
gonna.
of course it's not.
I have flashbacks.
It was intense the first time.
I hope you did it. Good invention.
I mean, I don't think I invented it, but
Oh,
thanks.
good plagiarism.
And those buttons are going to go here, up and down. Okay. Shall I
Yes, good.
raise it up now?
Yeah,
Ready?
yeah. Oh, they go up quick though, don't they?
Yeah.
Bosh. Yeah, it just needs that extra weight on the way down.
That's so cool.
Okay, very gently. Enough. Babe. That's too much.
Too much. Going down. What now?
Sleep.
I think that's reverse. I can't remember. Okay. So the lights are all on. I've been having all kinds of fun with those connectors. My back aches so much. Let me show you. So I've just been wiring up this mess of things. It's in reverse, so this should come on when it's grounded. Okay, either the truck isn't in reverse or I've wired something up wrong. User error. That's something that happens a lot when we're learning new things. And I learnt that I was wiring the terminal thingies on backwards. When the plugs were coming together, they weren't actually making a contact. But now, so if I put that there. Oh, wow! Oh, wow! That's really, really loud. Yeah, we've got, it works now. I'm going to put this somewhere far away. Whew, okay. So now, I don't think this is a fiddly sort of job for me. I think this is a you job.
Yeah, I love this sort of thing.
Yeah, I hate it. Okay, come on then. Let's get this, because I want to test out new lights and see what they look like. And then we've also got some really cool side lights that I want to test out and show you as well.
Okay, so it's very simple. First of all, we put on a little waterproof grommet. There are two different types of these little crimp-ons. I'm going to put the male one on first. Get him ready in the little crimper. It's crimped. And then, and this is what we did wrong before, on the male terminal, you put the female plug. This way up. Dee. Hear that click? And then that's secure.
Everything's wired up. Well, not everything, but the rear lights are wired up. So we should just be able to turn the lights on, and things should happen.
We haven't connected the reversing beeper again because we don't want to become deaf. You have a tail lights.
Do I have fog lights?
Yes.
Oh! Reverse.
No reverse. Reverse is a fail.
Ah, that's interesting. Probably just a loose connection. Brakes.
Yeah.
And indicating left. Oh dear. Indicating right.
That was reverse.
Okay. Pause. Okay. Lights.
Yep.
Yeah. Fog lights.
Yep.
Yeah. Brake lights. Yeah.
Yep.
Left indicator.
It's both of them.
That's new.
Yeah.
Right indicator. That's the reverse flashing.
Yes.
Excellent.
Why is it so hard?
I don't really want to tell you what I did wrong.
You've probably guessed already.
I wired both the indicators in parallel together onto the passenger side indicator signal wire. And in doing that, I got confused and thought that the other indicator wire was the reverse light cable. So that's why this was flashing, the reverse was flashing.
Yeah, and it was flashing at a crazy rate as well because it didn't have the load resistor.
Yeah, so when you have old systems that use bulbs for indicators and you're switching to LEDs, you need a big resistor to essentially mimic what the bulb would look like in the circuit. So, saying all that, should we see if it works now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah?
Yep.
Fog?
Yep.
Yeah. Brake?
Yep.
Okay. And indicating left.
Yep.
Or indicating right.
Yep. Yep.
And now reverse. Yeah! Disco.
Okay, a simple mistake.
It was a stupid mistake. That's ridiculous.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of colours.
So down the side of the flatbed, there's going to be these. So they are marker lights, so they'll always be on, but then when you indicate, they'll flash. One's probably going to go like there,
Yes.
and then the other a little further down, probably like here.
And they'll flash.
Yeah.
And they'll look flash.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to try and indicate. Oh, cool, they indicate on the sides.
Oh, it's different. Yeah, I thought the centre would flash. We're doing it.
Yes.
We've attached the buzzer again, the reversing buzzer, properly this time, so we're just going to give it a check. I think it works. And it mounts perfectly in these holes that were already there in that mounting bracket.
I love it when that happens.
Let's just wire up everything else and then come back when it's done.
Okay. Day 83 of fitting lights to moose. I think this is it.
It better be. Woo! I lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, how very festive, moose.
Here we have the two number plate lights all hooked up.
Fog lights. Indicate left.
We're all doing it.
Did we do it? Are we done?
Hazards!
Oh,
Nice!
we did it. Oh. What's happened behind you?
You know full well.
Moose's flatbed fell over. Our
Moose
neighbour came in
didn't.
and very kindly helped us with his forklift truck and just picked it up and put it on its side.
Yeah, we did try and do it ourselves with the crane, but couldn't quite get the height. So thank you to our neighbour who was an expert forklift driver and even managed to fit through the tiny little gap in between Moose and the building.
He did very well.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
But yeah, it's sturdy, it's not going anywhere. And now we can laser clean all the underside.
And paint?
Yeah. You a Ghostbuster?
No, yes, but no. I finally have a paint sprayer. Now we're indoors, I don't have to worry about the wind blowing all the paint away or spraying someone else's boat, and should be able to paint all of this very, very quickly and not in like 4 or 5 hours, which is what it would usually take. So it's all cleaned up, it's ready to go. I can paint most of it as it is, and then when we flip it over, there'll just be like that edge to do that I can't get to, and that one.
I really like your new style.
I've got a bit of a hunch.
You do a little bit.
We're using the same epoxy mastic paint. It's like chassis paint, but it's super strong, and it comes in 2 parts. I might have to thin it out slightly more than usual, but I'll try it at the recommended amount first and see how we go. was an interesting experience. It was fun eventually, but it was quite stressful. I didn't know if the paint sprayer that we have could really handle epoxy paint, so I was worried that it was going to clog up, and then I didn't mix up enough paint, and then it used so much paint that we need to buy some more. I only managed to finish doing the underside. But I think that I got the technique near the end, so it was good practice to do it on the underside, and then when we do the bits that you'll be able to see, I think I'll have it dialed in. And needed to use more thinners, and then I think it would have been perfect. It's nice. It's dry.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was going to. It's been so cold.
Yeah, it's good. I can see the kind of progress from where I started. Like, it's quite bumpy here, and then as I went on, well, on the second batch of paint I mixed up when I had more thinners, this has come out really nice. That's actually smooth. So I know what to do now. So next up, we'll get this finished, get it painted, get the lights mounted to it. This flatbed is going back on mousse. See you next time. Bye.